So we're on this journey of accepting. And a lot of times through acceptance, it's a whole journey all by itself. Once you get through the whole what just happened stage and trying to figure out where you're at and why you're there and the I don't want to be here type thing and the whole emotional spiel. Once you get past that, it's like, okay, I have to get used to this. I have to adjust. And my journey, what I did was I greeted my husband every day. I get up in the morning, I just say, good morning, honey, and that was just part of my journey of healing. I was very aware of how I was feeling. How are you feeling today, Tammy? And I would just say, okay, how are you feeling today? And I would think about it and I would recognize it, and I would process through it. Before I even leave the house, are you feeling emotional today? Because sometimes I was, and I had to just navigate through that. But after a while, I was like, okay, I have to create a new normal. I talked about in the last episode about just opening up, God keeping my heart soft and gentle. And in a way, it made me very sensitive. And I became not only sensitive with my emotions, but sensitive spiritually too. I started to feel different things, which was like, oh my goodness, this is too much. And but I had to navigate through that too. And so what I did in observing everything that I was going through, I realized that a few things that had to happen, especially within my household. I had to figure out a new normal as far as taking care of my house. Establish a new budget because I was less a paycheck now, right? And figure out how I'm going to take care of my son, maintain my house, because there are some things that I just gave to my husband. I don't want to deal with it. And he would say, Tammy, you have to know how to do this. I don't want to. I got you. Lord, little do you know. But I decided to create new memories. And I started with my son. And I realized that he has never been on a train. So I went ahead and I booked a Amtrak train just to go away for a weekend. And we went up to Jacksonville, and it was, let me fix my camera. And it was very nice. It was a great ride. He thoroughly enjoyed it. We went on a train ride, and we'd never been to Jacksonville. So we went there and we came back. And then I had taken a trip to Washington, D.C. Now, even though I went to school just outside of college, outside of D.C., he has never been to D.C. and he has never been on a subway. So we caught the subway, which was very interesting. I was teaching him how to read the maps, how to get around, and do different things. And we traveled in different areas of D.C. and it was really, really nice. And that's what I started to do with him. I was being very intentional to go specific places where he's never been, do things he has never done. I might have done it, but he hasn't, and that was wonderful because I'm starting to create new memories, right? I started to create new habits that we have, and just loving on my son in a different way of, mother and son, right? And loving on me too, and allowing God to love on me. And one of the things that God had exposed to me is that he's trying to love me in a new way and I'm rejecting it. Oh, So he showed me, of course, through experiences. That's how he normally shows me, is through experiences. And through talking to or opening myself up to different men and just being able to have a conversation, just seeing if I can do that, right? Wasn't ready to be in a relationship, but I was trying to see if I can have a conversation that could possibly lead there, you know? But one thing I realized is that this day and age, dating is different. Dating is really different. I remember back in the 90s, it just seemed, people seemed more real, you know? Yeah, you have those that was always players, right? You always have players. You can always identify players as they come. But these days, I was exposed to catfish. And I was very innocent and ignorant towards it. I did not know about this stuff. Like, people were doing this, like portraying themselves to be someone that they're not. Or they have a whole life, but then they're acting as if they're very interested in you and all they want is specific things from you, right? And I was exposed to that with 2 people, maybe 3, but that guy didn't last long. These are the ones I talked to a little bit longer. Once again, wasn't trying to be in a relationship. I was just trying to talk, just trying to see if I could have this conversation. And one of the common things that a lot of men would tell me is like, you're very kind. You're very honest. I'm like, how do you expect me to be? And I realized from that point, I didn't know at the time, but I know now, right? That people that are real and honest, it's a rarity these days because so many people want to portray themselves to be something they're not. And they would tell you the right things. And one thing I realized about, I ended up going into a whole thing. My friends would tell me about stories, tell me you got to be careful. I just don't want you to be hurt. You know, I'm like, oh, I'm fine, right? But I realized that they prey on women that have been widows, had a bad divorce, emotionally unstable, older, and been single for a long time. So you gotta have some type of financial stability, I've noticed, right? And have some type of savings of some kind, right? And what they do is that they'll tell you all the nice things and make you feel special and tell you how beautiful you are and how I want to be with you and all this other stuff. And next thing you know, when they feel as if they've gotten you, then they ask for money. They say they've fallen into a situation, I can't access money, or most of the time they have a child, or they say they have a child, and they need help with this, they need help with that. I'm like, I'm not your financial solution. I can help you navigate through it. Figure it out. Let's troubleshoot. They don't want that help in troubleshooting. They don't want that help in trying to become better, right? Because that's not the industry. The industry is singing a sad song, playing on the heart of a woman, and she ends up helping them. And it works because they keep on doing it. So women, I want you to be very aware. You are not the financial solution to a man that you have never met. He can confess his love to you all he wants. But if you have never met him, if you've never had a FaceTime with him, if you've never been in his presence or in his world we're meaning as if where he stays, because he can have a whole wife and a whole relationship, and you're just the financial means to their pockets. Be mindful of that. You have established that foundation, and all they want to do is take it from you. That's their business. Be mindful. And then what they do, they make it very hard for a good man to come around, and he just genuinely cares. But then it hurts our hearts, and we're like, we're not going to do that again. And as I've gone through that, I've even had that situation. One of the guys knew that I was a Christian and tried to say that he was a Christian and everything else. And when he asked me for money, I said, I'm not sure of financial solution. Well, I don't have anybody else to call on and blah, blah, blah. I said, well, let's figure this out, right? They didn't want my help. He didn't want I thought you was a Christian. You're mean. Why are you being so wicked and mean? You Christians are not supposed to be like, I'm like, I said, okay, this conversation is going to come to an end very fast, because that's the other thing. They become very malicious and manipulative and try to play guilt and try, okay, well, you know what? I'll go ahead and help you this one time. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Just say peace out. Block them. Block them. It's okay. You have so much more to give for a man that wants to build something with you instead of just wants to take something from you. And in this journey, like these guys don't understand the type of woman that I am, one. And I just didn't have the time or the energy. Listen, drama-free and peace. When you disrupt that, we got a problem. And I just realized that it's not going to be easy. I know that from being married and being in a good marriage and understanding the meaning of marriage and the vows that you take and keeping God in the midst of the marriage and walking in that, I know that there's a lot to give. But then I also know that there's a lot to guard. Be mindful. Be mindful of that journey. Man, stop playing. Stop playing that game and be a man. Step up to the plate and be what you're supposed to be. Yeah? Because we as women, we want to be feminine. We want to be soft and gentle. It's coming to a stage where we're tired of being strong all the time and always making those decisions. It's tapping into that masculine side of us, but in essence, we're tired. We just want to be soft and gentle. And we can still have an A-type personality. We can still be decision makers. We can still be strong in a sense. But when it comes to our relationship and being next to you and supporting you and respecting you and loving you, we just want to be soft and gentle. And I think I'll wait. I'll wait for God for the right timing, in the right season, in the right moment, that our paths will cross. So in the meantime, I keep on crossing these paths that will last for a week, that lasts for a couple days, maybe a month. Sorry. Lipstick on my teeth. That's what happens sometimes, But, yeah. Until the next time. This is my journey. These are the things that I have experienced so far that has opened up my eyes to a completely different world of dating. Be real. Be honest. Love big. Because a lot of people want to love, but they just don't know how. Open yourself up to love and experience something great. Yeah? Until the next time. Ciao.